Did we ever get a letter from Cynthia, or anything from her, or nothing from?
No.
Harry Nation thing there, we got put in the paper and we got done. Something else. Right. Also, the information from the GAO report, we took that information, how much money we were allocated. Okay. And as a result of inquiry on my board, they wanted to know, based off the information on that GOA report, we got X amount, I wanted a pie graph to show where it went to. And based off of that, from 07 to 2010, there's approximately 700,000 unaccounted for. I'd be kind of curious to see where that unaccounted money ended up, whether it, looking at cancer checks or something. But we got to find that money, otherwise I'm gonna be lynched.
Well, I got to know what's going on. I seen the slide, and I wasn't too happy about what you said about the staff. Didn't give you the information. The information was.
Well, I said staff gave you that information.
It was given to the administrator that you did everything that's in that office, it was slide. And you come up with $740,000.
Yes.
I don't understand how you come up with that. We paid a firm out of Wendell $8,000, and he didn't come up with that. We put $15,000 in the escrow. He come out there.
Catherine put the spreadsheet, Ms. Catherine put the spreadsheet together, okay?
Well, I'm saying, I did you come up with that, and they did. We
Because
spent $8,000 on the auditor. The auditor comes in there, we spent $6,000 on the auditor. And then HUD come down there for a week, and all he come up with was $56,000.
I
And
can
said
say
that.
the spreadsheet was given to me by Catherine. I know how much money that has come to this facility. And if A and B don't match up, it's due to the fact that something's unaccounted for. Now, that doesn't mean that it's stolen, but we need to determine what it is for. I mean, you can look at it and study it how you want to. But the
We
number.
had three professionals in there, and they only come up with $56,000.
So we usually have, we're gonna have the same auditor.
I mean, I just can't remember that.
Excuse me, Mr. Brady, if I may, I helped Mr. Big put that together, and that was the information that was provided by the staff. Now, if the staff did not provide all the information that could account for all that, then that's what was given. I have all the spreadsheets, that they've sent, and they have the spreadsheets that they sent. So they can also send them to you, you can calculate it and see if it doesn't calculate out. Every council member can do that.
That's what we want to find.
Well, you gonna find something that the professionals can find. And I'm not arguing with you, I'm just stating my opinion. If they were $740,000 on the counter, the doors down there would have been padlocked more than a year ago.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I think we're all getting a little bit bent out of shape, but what the problem is we know that when we were audited by these individuals, what they found. But what I'm seeing Vinny is saying is the information that was given to him to create this thing was not the same information that was obviously given to those agencies. So whether something was just forgot or whatever, it did not equal up to what we told, what GAO says we got, neither did it equal what those HUD agency and the auditor that we paid, and all those other people that we paid. In other words, something fell through the cracks. I'm sure there is an explanation, or HUD would call it.
I hope there's an explanation.
But what was provided to Vinny to satisfy the public inquiry did not obviously include everything.
He was involved in everything.
Mr. Chairman, if I went down and asked for public records, what would you give me?
If you require for the public record, what would you?
Yeah. Would you give me this piece of paper, or would you give me the real piece of paper? That's what puzzles me. If the real piece of paper says that we're only missing $56,000, this paper says we're missing almost $1 million. I mean, somebody needs to give it, staff ain't giving out right information.
What I'm saying, if it's that much money, you If that meant plenty more
I'm not
accountable, you say
saying-
the doors of that place was set.
I'm not saying that, this is public information, what they give out has to reflect everything. If these people on this table here walk down there and want this information, undoubtedly, this is what the staff's gonna get, the board needs to, y'all need to get it straightened out. The staff needs to give who asked for this information, the right information. If that's what the staff give them, and it's wrong, that's what the neighborhood, that's what the community's gonna do about it.
Well,
Mr. Chairman.
let me tell you one thing, let's go to a place like this too. You couldn't ask me for $50, you won't come, no, I'm gonna give you what you asked for. The problem is, they give you what you asked for.
I gave them all funds that were spent in Duke, that's easy.
You should've got it.
Mr. Chairman, I have a
Yes.
statement, I guess it is. If the auditor did it, as you said, and HUD did it, why, when whoever community person asked for whatever the 2007, 2010 inquiry, why won't they give them what the auditor, because I'm sure all of y'all got that report, didn't you? The auditor and the HUD report, why did you have to go back and ask for more stuff?
That doesn't really itemize, I needed to itemize everything, and that doesn't really give, it gives what was given, pretty much what was given, how much money we spent. So I didn't have an itemized sheet to kind of see where, where things went, and that's kind of what I needed to look at to answer the question that I had presented to me. I didn't want to find that.
Also, Mr. Benny, you were about the HUD report. The HUD report, they only audited 2010. They didn't do 2007 through 2010, nor did they audit all of the federal programs. They only did NAHASDA. So that's two separate things. As far as what the auditor audited, when he came in and did this last audit, he only audited 2011. Now, when he was auditing in 2007, our personal auditor, they did the individual years. When he did 2007, that was under previous administration. When he did 2008, that was under previous administration. When he did 2009, that was under previous administration. And we know that under previous administration, there were never any findings. But then, findings did come up. So that would kind of show you that this particular GAO report is different from what the auditor, what you paid the auditor $8,000 to do. He only looked at 1 year. And the HUD report also was only for one specific year. This is for several years.
I believe that, for look at more than just 1 year.
But regardless.
No, he didn't. He
Look
found
at
nothing.
10, look at 5, look at 14. We need to move forward. I mean, what good is this right here? We know it's gone, if it's gone, or we don't know it's gone. We got professionals to do it. HUD, we already given HUD back another $500. I mean, how about we have to pay back $750,000? The doors definitely would be closed, but we keep digging up old stuff, we need to move forward. I mean, we keep digging and digging and digging until we're gonna dig ourselves right out of, a tribe.
Mr. Chairman, may I speak, please?
Yes,
Just for the record, I'm the one that asked for that audit or the findings. This report, the GAO report, this report is not just for our eyes. Every federal agent, everybody who is against state recognized tribes, this is the information for them to use against us. Now, would you prefer us to have the answers before these questions start coming to us? Or would you prefer to wait for the questions to come? I would think that we would want to know the answers ourselves. Right now, there's a discussion of it being $700,000. Well, we know that's a ballpark and an estimate, okay? I would think for our information and to inform our own people, we should have a clear understanding of our past. Even though we got plans for the future, we still need to be prepared to answer those questions. Because this document was generated for one purpose and one purpose only. For non-federally recognized tribes not to be funded in the coming years. If you think otherwise, then go ahead. Because if you can't answer these simple questions to your own, you're not going to be able to answer to the federal government when they come and ask, or any other agency that may come ask. So I think it would behoove us all to at least have a knowledge of where these funds were expended at. And we do know mistakes were made, and we've all acknowledged that.
Yes.
The thing is we have to ensure that everything that can be accounted for is accounted for. We know it wasn't done in the past, so we have to go back and recreate
And how are you going
or
to-
reconcile.
Account for Alex if it's not there? I mean, how are we going to account for it?
Every dollar that came through the organization since 2007 has been written out in a check. So if you want to find out, go look at the checks. Then that will put all this matter to hush. You'll know where the money went. And you can determine what action the council will take once you find out all the information. Thank you.
I mean, we're gonna spend thousands and thousands of dollars trying to get copies of checks from '07. I mean, yeah, they cost money to get stuff back. I mean, really.
Well, my thing is, if we were able to provide this information for whatever they audited, we audited on a yearly basis, it just looks a little bit funny for a tribal member, a member of the tribe, who is trying to satisfy a tribal member's request. And when he asks for this information, you've given that staff permission to provide it to him. And what he gets as a repairing member is not the same as you would give Mr. Hud when he comes in. That scares me. Now, that gives the appearance to the community, or some of our community people, that we're keeping two books, and by no means do we want our community to think that.
Greg, did she give all the information to?
Well, I know exactly the information she did. Did you feel any that you were being given, like a second book of information?
She gave me a spreadsheet. She gave me a spreadsheet with the spending.
Well, her information was coming, as far as I know, the information was coming from the documents that we had in the record.
I mean, can't you from, QuickBooks some way pull all that information from '07?
Well, I would think that's what she's doing this.
Well, let me say this.
I mean, I know the people who run that program, or whoever you have there, computer whiz can do it,
Yeah.
you know, just like that, some kind of way.
You got to
I mean, this
realize,
don't make sense over and over when it's so easy.
you got to
If it's in the
realize,
system.
Yeah.
you got to realize Catherine was there doing that. herself.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And the one who was going to.
And she probably deleted a lot of
Did not,
stuff.
did not put everything in the system. We have had a time.
So a lot of it's not in the
all that-
system.
All that stuff transferred over to QuickBooks. You got, you find a receipt floating on a notebook piece of paper. I mean, all the stuff was put in the system from the previous fiscal. And I don't know how he was, supposed to get all the information, and we got it, all the information.
For instance, Federal Home Loan Bank, if I remember in Langston, that spreadsheet, there was absolutely no information for Federal Home Loan Bank. Now, we know that there is information in the office because you know who the people are, that those leads against their property are. So how would you explain, as far as that spreadsheet being blank, there's nothing there? I mean, that was a substantial chunk, that's probably half of the 700,000.
Excuse me, Ms. Juanita, I can explain some of that. When the spreadsheets came over, a lot of the names of the people that received services under the Federal Home Loan Bank were actually put in the spreadsheet as receiving the HOSTA. So the information was given incorrectly, and so that had to be moved back out. So they said that the attorneys handled all of the Federal Home Loan Bank loans, but yet they took those names and put them in as receiving actual HOSTA funds, but they didn't.
Our next meeting will be October 18th, so it'll be in, Trump Center.
Well, we're not,
So
we're,
before we move on, is that all you had?
No, I felt like we just gonna move on, or what's our action? Or we not gonna have to take it yet?
yeah, we really don't.
Community wants that.
Well, let me ask, you know, like you said, everything was written out with checks, and I think there were statute of limitations and nonprofits, you never destroyed those, did you?
They were charged for them, they will charge us. Didn't we check into that one time? We wanted some checks.
For recent, but those years back, we were paying.
Yeah.
You have copies of
It bothers me that someone from
There's
New
no
York,
copies of things people people don't want you to see, trust me. There's no copies. If you wanna get them from the bank, you can see how much it charges to get checks back from that year. I know, it's gonna be expensive, but you know, this information, all this stuff is called.
You call the bank and just see what it would cost. Right, 07, 8, 9, 8. In order.
I think it'd be great, because it bothers me that somebody, let's say somebody from here came down, walked in our building, asked for this information. We gave it to them. And then over here, there's only 56,000 missing. Where's that paperwork that shows that there's only 56,000? Give them the correct information. I've heard of people walking in our center down there in the last year. And people look out like, go ask that. I can't give it to you. You know, it's public information. Come on, people. If people can't, if people we got working ain't got sense enough to know what public information is and can keep it, please, far and get somebody else in there. It's that
Also, you
simple.
got to realize now, there were some people, from my understanding, asking stuff that had to be board approved. You couldn't just walk in there and ask for it.
What I'm
The board
talking
had to
about
approve
is
certain
approved
stuff.
stuff, not board approved.
This was in the past, you couldn't go in the office and get that, even if the board approved it.
You could, but it.
Call point over
It
there.
wasn't released.
It wasn't released, that's what we went in there. I went in there and tried that. Almost, owned me that. Yeah, one of them, that stonefish said, "It'll take me to court." I thought, I haven't had our hostage, everything I had except for a good. I had a good, I would be in this. Trying to get all these up, but it ain't like that anymore.
I know it ain't like that, I agree with you 100%, we're moving in the right direction, but this whole stuff, this isn't gonna.
I'm ready to get it
Pop
cleared
up.
up, 'cause
We
it-
gotta get it cleared up, so we can move on, it's not gonna get cleared up till we clear it.
Then you agree together.
We can clear it.
Go to the bank, whatever you gotta do, get the checks,
Yeah, how much
whatever
it
you gotta
costs?
do, find out how much it costs, and let the board know. Let's move on. I'm tired of beating a dead horse to death.
Me too.
I do have one other quick thing, the whereabouts of the Indian mail, genealogy, was there no copies made? There's some filing cabinets in there. Do you know anything? File cabinets under the, file cabinets under the freeway?
Yeah, there's a room full of file cabinets.
What's
We
in
was
those-
cleaning it
what's
up,
in those file cabinets?
papers.
They put-
Do you have anything, do you have anything?
All I know is the stuff that's in my office, I know what's in there. And the only original documentation that's in there is the books, the brown books that James Jacobs done up there. And that is all of the genealogies of our people. Now, this 300 or so year stuff, I have no earthly idea, I have not seen nothing.
You have anything-
Is that on the list of items?
You have anything, your system, computer,
Yeah, I've got genealogies,
For the
my family
manual?
tree and stuff, and as far back as what we've got, yeah, but the only true documents that I have is the Brown books, which was done when James Jacobs was in office.
Okay, does you have no clue of what's in this filing cabinet where I might find the key to those cabinets?
Now, all that stuff that's out there, I have no idea, that was out there before, when I come in, as far as I know, 'cause all I've got is what I've got in my office, that's all I've had since I've been there.
You know where the key is.
Mr. Chairman, was that item on the list of things that, the Silvermeyers picked up from Cynthia's? Do you have that list? The list of documents that the Silvermeyers picked up from, North Carolina Legal Aid?
I don't
No,
know.
we don't have that.
But didn't she have them sign something for each document that they received?
She has that, but we don't. They pick up.
Well, shouldn't we have a copy of that, seeing that those are our documents? Shouldn't we know what they have? Can we
We
get
might
them?
should know, but They have not been signed up, we don't have any, there's none brought back to the center.
Can we ask Cynthia for the list of what they have, so we know what they have of ours?
I can have Brady call and ask her if she has.
I mean, does the council
what they
care?
think has.
Does the council care what they have, or that these documents are out there, or, you know,
care.
what are we doing?
I don't have any objection for it, Greg called down there and see if he can get that document what one day, was today.
Make
Yeah,
a
they
motion
know.
that Mr. Trouble Administrator contact Cynthia and request a copy of the signed document that she had Cinnabar sign that listed what they gave to them.
Motion on the floor, that we contact Cynthia and get the documents, all the documents that the seminars got for them. Is that correct? Any discussion? All in favor? Say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Janelle? You have a question?
No, I was just gonna say that Cynthia had told us already that she's gonna get, her and Melissa's gonna get together and get up a list and then get here for the week and go through our stuff to see what is.
This future plan.
Not set a date of it, but in the near future. Yeah,
You guys know where I can probably find the key to this filing cabinet? What I need to do, get Gene out there with a crowbar and get in.
Get your.
Those file cabinets aren't locked.
They're not
What
locked.
kind of cabinets are we using?
Have you looked in there, Alex?
When we moved,
And what kind of documentation do you use?
copies of all the old documents, when they were making up our original, genealogy, it's those kind of documents. It shows people's farmland, property they own, people in their household. It's a bunch of historical old documents. Most of them are always Xerox copies with the old carbon copy machine.
Talking about the cabinets in the back room over there.
So we have all these documents and we don't even know it. Still.
Probably needs to be, get the taking and order. There, I would.
You don't have any of those documents in the file cabinets on your computer? The documents that he sent was in that file cabinet. You don't have
it's
it.
out there, I have no idea. I don't know what's in there.
But you don't have a copy of that genealogy document, that wasn't scanned in and something that you have on a disk, I think that's what he was asking.
I've got stuff in the computer, I mean, all the stuff that's in the computer except for what I put in there, I don't know who put it in there. I don't know how it got there, that was before me, the documents itself is not scanned into the
Okay,
system.
that's what I was
just
asking.
recently
Okay,
got
right.
a thing to start scanning stuff into the system like that.
What you have is just basically the Family Tree Maker program and all the
And
input into
that's
there,
all I've got
okay.
in the computer system. That's all.
I'm gonna make a motion, we go home.
And I'm gonna say.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion, y'all,
No, wait a minute, hold on. Point of order.
Key somewhere.
Point of order before you kill this thing out. If I may, Mr. Chairman, yesterday, the document that you signed saying you had to ask the board if I could have documents that are actually public information law under chapter 132 of North Carolina Public Information Laws and Open Meeting Law. None of these documents are secretive, they're all public. You said you were gonna bring it up and ask the board if I can have what I should have had anyway.
Now, discuss it with the board. Now, discuss that with the board. The documents you have got, the documents you can get, I think it'll be probably Wednesday before we finish some of these documents. We want to go, there's some of the stuff on here that we know about. Some of the stuff you want to do is already been.
Can you tell me which ones, which items you wouldn't have?
Resolution and letter appointing a new board of ACCI, August through September 2010. You got to get that from the Howard County over here.
And we never had that letter, so why would they ever give us that? Our county never approved such a letter.
And the other, that's the next, that's the other. The minutes. That's all right, man, the minutes. I don't want that on tonight. They'll look for them, I don't think we got them minutes. The one you wanted from, the minutes you wanted from, Salem Pizza.
No, I have the minutes, I need the attachments. There were 9 attachments listed, attachment 1 through 9. And according to the minutes, they're listed as attached, which means they should be attached to the minutes, but they're not attached to the minutes.
It's not attached to the minutes, they never been attached to the minutes, I don't know what happened to them. But there was a meeting made that those minutes were supposed to be, destroyed, because there was an illegal meeting made. The motion was made at second. The new members were set. Because they did that also without executive, they had an executive committee. You can't have an executive meeting, because you didn't have enough people have an executive meeting.
The quorum was present, but irregardless, then I would need the minutes and the resolution that says that you're eliminating minutes and resolutions and they'll disappear in the thin air because it was an illegal minute. You can't find those
You
either.
just said you had the minutes, but the attachment, I have never seen it.
Now, I have the minutes that you said were to be destroyed and the attachments
They were
there.
illegal minutes. There was no attachments for them.
For the
I don't
record,
know where you got attachments to. I can instruct Greg to look for them, but I did not see that. When I got the week before to look at them, there was no attachments. I don't know what kind of attachments, where you got the attachments there.
the Cynthia Hunt one would have been an email that was sent to you, which by law, they're public information as well. Chapter 132,
Which one,
first paragraph.
which one
The
is it?
Cynthia Hunt one that's on there, it was a correspondence from Cynthia Hunt to you. There's one from Senemeyer that went from that executive meeting as well. But it went through intertribal, and then Senemeyer sent a thing down there requesting documents and so forth, and I understand what they were doing. I hate them. I'd like to destroy them. But I've asked y'all for help, and what's happening is this. I understand that you say that was the old board, but when I ask for things that are so simple for 4 and 5 months, the new board is starting to look like the old board to me.
You asked, that's so simple, but you asked for something we don't have. I haven't, what you're asking for, the attachments, I haven't seen that. What you're asking for, what they sent from, Cynthia Hunt, I haven't seen that either.
According to,
I was on the board at that time, but I haven't seen it.
if I produce people from your office that say they do exist, but they had to ask you whether to get them, we would have an issue in one.
Nothing about no issue, because I haven't seen it.
Whether you've seen them or not, you're telling me that you say they don't exist.
So I'll tell you, I haven't seen it.
If someone else in your office says they do exist, but they were advised not to give them to me, we would have an issue with it.
Nothing about no issue. If they can produce them, you can have them.
That's all I need to know. If they can be produced, they can have, that's all I need to know.
How can I give you something that I hadn't seen? If they got it, and I hadn't seen it.
Hey,
Like I said, I'm on the secretary.
a board decision.
No, it's not a board decision. The board that you have here cannot violate North Carolina General Statute 132. It's not up to the board to decide whether you do illegal acts or not. You cannot override North Carolina law. You're a 501c3. You don't exist without the state of North Carolina. You have to be created by the Secretary of State, and therefore you can't make up your rules as you
I'm
go.
not trying to make a rule, I'm just telling you, what I know is what I tell you. If Greg-
And I'm sorry to y'all that think I make the law, but I'm telling you, when you keep getting rocks thrown at you, and you, I'm nobody's idiot here.
I'm not changing no rules, all I can tell you is what I see. They got something down there I ain't seen everything down there. I'm not went through all those minutes, and not going through all those minutes. And if they.
Evidently, nobody goes through all the checks or invoices either, so I wouldn't expect any different, to be quite honest with you. All I'm saying is, if it's legal for them to give them to me under the law, do I get what I'm supposed to get under the law? It's a very simple question, Mr. Carter.
You get them, if they don't.
That's all I need to know.